So it's fine.
Oh,
Hello.
what the hell? They can hear us?
No. They can't hear us. We unmuted ourselves, but now they can.
Okay,
So
okay. Let's go. Okay. So, hello guys. Sorry for the long wait, but we're finally back with podcast number 5 with the Margato Media team. So today we're thrilled to have these three awesome guests from Margato Media with us. So we have Pia, Clary, and Crystal. If I pronounce that right. So these talented women are not only the brains behind Margato's marketing endeavors, but a lot of their team members are also the creative force driving the content for Whatoplay. And yeah, it's Whatoplay is literally one of the biggest video game journalism channels in the Philippines. So it's kind of a huge deal that they're here, and it's a huge deal that they're starting this new endeavor. And we're definitely super excited to um, talk about it and hear from them. So, girls, feel free to introduce yourselves.
Tilly, you can go ahead and first.
Me? Okay, I'll go first since I was the late one. So hi everyone. I'm Till. You can call me Till actually. So I've been previously from Whatoplay. I was originally the video editor there, and then suddenly was shifted to the marketing and like the content creation side of Whatoplay. And then now I'm a member of Margato as like the creative side of Margato. So yeah. Hi everyone.
So, hi, my name is Clary. I am the assistant community manager of What to Play before, and now I am the admin coordinator of Margato Media. So, if you have any concerns that has to do with office stuff or this quote unquote boring office work, I'm your girl for the job.
P? P?
Hello, Pia.
Are you
Last
alive?
we have Pia, who is over here. Cold burrito.
hello.
Like, why are we being affected with bad juju right now?
That's okay. We're usually very chill in these podcasts. So, yeah, we what usually happens is we just invite a lot of we tend to invite the creatives in different industries. So for context, we invited a writer who's had a lot of his writings featured in a lot of American journalists' websites, and now we have you guys. So it's very chill. We just want to hear your opinions and some things in terms of the video game industry as a whole. So while waiting for Pia, who is your writer slash she's your writer, right? Is that correct?
She's
Yeah,
here.
Yes,
Okay.
I'm here. Yeah.
Okay.
I am Pia, and I am I can't say that I am the writer for what's it say? I mean for Margato because I think most of us are writers and we write in many of for emails and for everything else. So I have lots of backup in that part. But like I think what I do actually specialize in is I can make websites. So I made the website for What to Play. I mean for what did you say What to Play? For Margato. And yeah, I'm pretty proud of that. It's something that I just started for this company and it's going pretty okay. Yeah.
Awesome sauce. And another fun fact with the Margata team, and another fun fact about the Margata team. So recently, we recently released a new art style for our game, Haphazard Angel, and we debuted the newest trailer in during the week of PGDX, and they're the ones that actually edited it for us and helped us storyboard the trailer. So here's the trailer.
It's really good.
You guys can check it out.
And
Awesome work. Awesome work. Yeah, they did it in a short amount of time, which is totally our fault. Uh,
Sorry, and thank you.
but they carried us. So thank you, thank you, thank you. So any indie game devs out there who needs a quick fix on their trailers, you guys know who to call. Margato Media. And we also met them actually. We came across them during PGDX in Manila. That was last month. So
It was already your last one. I thought the
yeah,
picture was
it was a
really
lot of fun. So show them the pictures, Dane.
this one. I joke. Sorry. How do you click next?
You guys have the picture.
Picture?
There we go. Yeah, we have like
Oh.
we have some pictures that's what our booth looked like. It was me, Dobbit, and CJ. We had a lot of fun introducing our game to people in Manila. We also had a lot of fun playing with you girls. You guys dropped by our booth multiple times, and we
Yeah.
had a blast playing with you guys. We have a video of you guys playing as well.
Oh no!
Expose.
We have a video of Till being evil.
Oh no!
Enjoy the stress
Please.
balls for us.
I'm not like that in real life.
He is.
Oh no!
Bombastic sci-fi.
There it is. We have
No, the link.
evidence of your evil.
Oh.
It was
There we
crazy.
go.
Something to implicate me.
But it was a really fun event. There were a lot of people that were there. It was also fun jumping from one booth to another.
Mm-hmm.
How was the experience for you guys? Was that the first time you guys joined an event like PGDX, or have you guys attended an event like that before? Pa?
As Margato, yeah, I think it. Yeah, this is actually our first event that we have been through, and we were very happy that we did attend. Initially, we were like doubtful, like should we go or should we not go? But I was like, I think we should go. We should definitely go to this event.
Mm-hmm. That was like our first event under Margato, but as for Whatoplay, like we've already attended more events. Yep,
But
like that.
Yeah, but like I mean the PGDX was so unique in that you got to see so many indie games, and it was
Yeah.
so fun to just like see all the talent there, especially you guys.
Yeah.
thank you, and potential clients for you guys as well.
You know what we and all the indie games there have in common? We all suck at marketing, so we'd love to learn from you guys on this stream.
Yeah, so that is true. A lot of us are introverts and a bit awkward. I'm not gonna lie. That includes me. First, and I'm the marketing guy, so it's a very ironic.
It's
But
not ironic though, because the whole Margato team are introverts. So we're in
Then
marketing,
again-
but we're all introverts.
but I'm happy that you guys. We're very happy that you guys got to actually join us in Manila. I remember when we first met up a couple of months before that, you guys were planning to go, and I'm glad that it actually happened. It was definitely a surprise because a lot of Cebuanos who wanted to go to PGDX didn't get to go because of the flooding and the canceled flights and stuff.
Hmm.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
it was a miracle that we got there at all.
Our ticket that time got canceled. So I had to look for a way to be able to book so that we show up because we did make like a promise to you guys, right? That we will see you there. And I'm like, we made
Oh,
promises. We need to deliver, guys. We need to make this happen.
and you did.
Yes, we did. Thank God. Thank God, though, that the flood
Thank you,
cleared up.
Subutak.
It
But
was the
speaking of,
flood's
yeah.
fault.
Well, we hope to see you guys more soon in other events, because we'll definitely be in other events too, right, Dane? so, so
Yes.
hopefully we get to see you guys again. In terms of Margato, what exactly is the story of Margato? Um, I remember that you guys told us about how the name started, how it started. If you guys can,
Oops.
repeat it for our audience, we'd love to hear the context and the story behind Margato and its team.
Oh, I mean, like our previous boss from Whatoplay, uh, told us that there's this part in the gaming industry that needs help, which is support for the indie games, and then we might be able to give support from using our skills. So that's why he encouraged us start it. I know it's kind of like risky because it's really hard to start your own company, but we still did because we're crazy that way. But yeah, but so how we made the name per se. Most of us are cat moms, and the others that doesn't have cats are cat aunties, if you would call it that way. So yeah, we're cat crazed, and so we kind of like fuse our interest with video games and cats, and then also are wanting to help the video game industry, specifically the the indie game industry. So that's why we started Margato.
Yeah, we have so
Mm.
much to thank for like Sir Neil for believing in our skills while we were in What to Play, because I think he did that a lot. He's a good boss, and then he was always just like assigning us to things that he believed we could do. Like for example, I started out like just as a writer at What to Play, and then I just kept on like being bounced around basically in the company, because he was like, I think you can do editing, or like editing for scripts. And then it became, oh, let's have you like do the voices for the scripts. And then it became, hey, maybe you can do UX. I'm like, okay, sure. And then it was just like he was always believing in our potentials. And then that's also one thing that he did like at kind of like the tail end of like the big what to play na big what to play team company
Mm.
peak. He was like this. He he just thought that with all our skills combined, especially like Till and Clary and Rain, they were the leading team for the marketing at What to Play, and they were incredible. And Sir Neil was just like, I think there's more that you can do for indie games. And then he was like, maybe you should team up together and help in whatever way you can. And that's what we're doing right now. I'm just glad that they invited me, even though I'm not really marketing. They invited me over to
We
the
need you.
company.
Amazing, Tia.
Yeah.
You are Miss Worldwide, okay? Let me tell you some backstory with
Yeah.
Leah. So she is part of the UX UI team, right? She is part of the designing the website and whatnot. But sometimes we do call her to stream. We do call her to write. We do call her to
Yeah.
be part of
Like
marketing. So that's
when we
why
Mm.
shoot
she's
videos and we need like someone to host it, like, oh P, you're available, let's go.
yes, absolutely. So
Yeah.
that's why
But
even
yeah,
if I
because you believed in me, guys. That was what what to play is all about. Is just believing in your in what you can do and believing in the indie games industry. Woohoo, Philippines!
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
100%.
Power of friendship.
Power of friendship.
Nakamatch.
Considering what the play has about like 800K subscribers, which is damn impressive, I gotta say. Um, what qualities did you guys carry over from what to play to Margato that you guys think could uh help grow Margato as a whole, as a company?
Ooh, that's a pretty good question. I think I'll start first because this is actually something that I learned from Sir Neil, like a huge part of it. Because initially, um, we always have this tendency to like or think a common idea that we say we're not gonna start not unless we're ready, right? I think everybody can relate to that. Like, oh, I don't want to start yet because it's not perfect. The product is not perfect and whatnot. But working under Sir Neil before, surely the thing that we will be bringing is like we're not ready, but we're gonna do it anyways. We're gonna do it. We're good. It's better to start now and get perfect later, rather than to just wait up until like the trends or the things that you're actually waiting for will just pass you. Like the opportunities will pass you. So definitely, yes, that's one major lesson that I've learned from what to play to actually apply here at Margato.
That's so true. Hmm.
Agree,
How about you
agree.
guys? That was for me, okay? So
I know.
what do you
They
I'm
were
guys
still
think?
gonna they were
thinking.
gonna
I,
escape.
I
They
was
were gonna
in awe with the wisdom.
Yeah.
I was just thinking, videos, video editing, and all. But yeah, I agree with Clary though. Like that's the main thing we got from Sir Neil, because that's what he also learned the hard way. That when like most of us want to hone our crafts before we go out into the world, and then we avoid to make mistakes as much as possible, or like go out there and shit on ourselves. Oh, sorry, am I allowed to?
Yes.
This is
Okay.
Yes.
PG.
Dane?
Okay. Yeah, so just like
Yeah, this is
okay.
PG. It's fine.
So yeah, but the
No, it's
thing
fine,
is,
it's fine.
experience is the best teacher. That's what we've learned from what to play. So unless you really go in head first, you won't know if the thing that you've been thinking would work or not. So might as well fail, but you did it, then not fail, but you didn't learn anything. So yeah,
Dang.
it's always that
Ruben,
case.
flip that, Ruben.
Most
Good stuff.
definitely.
And I completely agree with that.
Most definitely.
Another thing that I loved about like how Sir Neil, I we love Sir Neil. I don't know if you know
He's
this.
so
Yeah, but like we learned so much from Sir Neil. Another thing that I learned from him also that we can bring to Margato is that it's just what do you call that? um, you just go with like if things go bad, then it's bad. But like you can just fix it next time, and
Mhm.
just like you just don't dwell on it if it's going bad. I just remember the I think it was like a podcast we did, the game of the year thing that we did for what to play,
Mhm.
and then things were just going wrong left and right. But Sir Neil was just like smiling through it and telling us, "No, this is we can do it. It's fine. We can push through this." And then after like 2 hours, it took like 2 to 3 hours, but we actually did. And then it turned out to be a
Wow.
pretty good program. And for Margato, I think we still have a lot of those experiences where it feels like everything is falling apart, but somehow we we make it through, especially with like Chill and Clary always at the support. And yeah.
Mhm.
Mm. Well, that's pretty cool. I've noticed that you guys already have a crap ton of projects coming along your way, even as Margato. Considering how fresh you guys are, that's pretty impressive. What has your favorite been so far? Besides haphazard, of course, because that's a given. But
Say
considering like,
that.
what has your favorite been so far? It doesn't have to be Like, what's the one that you're most proud of? I know that you guys recently made a trailer with another game called the Scramble Days.
Mm-hmm.
So, or you guys have edited stuff as well as Margato. So, what has been your favorite so far?
Uh, do I? Okay, I'll go first. So basically, what I've been doing right now, like aside from editing videos, when I'm not editing videos, I go in front and then meet clients. We meet clients, and then my favorite so far is when I just won't say who kind of which client, but that client is really easy to talk to. Like when you both the both parties involved are just in so much synergy that you don't have to like really be like, oh, okay, so what do we have to do next? It just flows. So that's the project that I've been liking so far. Like when the communication flows and it's not so hard to keep up. Yeah.
Ooh,
Hmm.
yeah. Well, for me, I think are we allowed to say the game? But no, maybe let's not say the games. But there's one
Oh no.
client that we, yeah, one client that we're working with, and it's just, I don't know. I guess what I love about them is just like seeing, like, how passionate they are about their games. Like, we're working with a couple right now, and then I think they're like they're from Canada or something, and then they're making a video game together. One of them is doing the developing, and one of them is doing the marketing and the art, and they're so young and they're so full of energy. And like the fact that they just put it all into this one game and it shows their personality. It's so cool what they can come up with. I don't know. Yeah, that's my favorite so far.
Okay, so for me it may I have a different answer for but it's not to discredit of course anybody, all right? Let's get that out there. I'm being clear about it. But all of what I've noticed is that with the number of people that we've spoken to and partially worked with, I noticed that there is a trend among them that although they have different ways of how they want to go about it, like in the marketing side, the way they do their campaigns, right? There is still a level of passion that each and every one of them has, and they just you could see how much like when they believe in a certain way that it should things should be done, they just go with that initially, and that is one of the things that we have to resonate also with our
Mhm.
potential clients in the future. Like we have to understand what they're comfortable with doing and what they're comfortable with experimenting with as well. So
Hmm.
you can actually see, even if they're not like, oh, one client doesn't want to do this, but the other one wants to do this, there's still that level of drive that they have. Like, we really want this to work out because this it is their passion project, or that they see that it can do good for the benefit of everybody. And I think that's one of the things that makes working with these projects such a pleasure.
Mhm. In regards to that, I do have a question in the marketing side. What if a client, how do you deal with clients who are hard to convince? So there are clients that say in social media. Usually, statistics say that social media posts do better if they feature, the actual person's face. And there are a lot of social media accounts who want to be faceless. How do you manage to capture engagement in that way when a client doesn't even want to show their face? Or how do you go about convincing them that they should?
Oh, I see. So, okay, I'll go first, Clark. So,
Yeah, go ahead.
here's the thing. We really need to ask, like, what would be the priority for the client? For example, would it be important for them to showcase their branding, and if under this branding, would it be essential for them to show themselves in order to show what type of developer they are? So if it falls under them still wanting to showcase their brand but they don't want to show their face, we would try to recommend on having like a face of the brand itself, because that would retain a lot of the brand identity. But at the same time, right now in the social media, okay, this is kind of like what's happening right now in social media marketing. So what happens right now is people have so much short attention span. So in order to capture that, and when you have something like introducing your brand, advisable anymore to have like a built story. Like you really want to put like a story in each of your posts. Instead, it should be, it sounds like a joke, it sounds like a meme, but it should be the vibe. So it's like no thoughts, just vibes, but it should actually be the vibe. So the vibe should be equal to your brand. So you have to learn, you have to know like, oh, what kind of vibes does my brand represent? For example, maybe your vibe is like a college dropout vibe. So that should how your post would feel like. Like it doesn't have to necessarily be having a face on it. You just really need to capture the vibe of your brand.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yes,
Yeah.
But
I would agree.
how do you go about how do you go about doing that if like if the client themselves refuse to show anything about them, like show anything about their personality? Like, let's say this is just a hypothetical, and it doesn't have to relate to game devs. Let's
Mm.
say you're a virtual assistant and you're handling travel agents' social media, and that travel agent refuses to show their face, but they want to boost their engagement.
Mm.
What type of content would you suggest?
Wouldn't that be a different thing completely? Because they're in a different industry and they would have different audiences that respond to different content.
I guess that makes sense, but I think I was just my question is kind of based on a general basis of how do you convince a client that that's kind of iffy in terms of all that stuff, because social media is very personal. So there are clients that don't want to get personal with their social media, and a lot of
Mm.
those profiles that don't perform well are usually the ones that end up automating their content, whether that be their graphics or just having content for the sake of
Mm.
content. Like a lot of them post tips about this and that, and that's all they post about because they don't want to show their face. So how do you guys as marketing, as marketing people, how do we convince them that, hey, this is good, like this is how it should be?
Okay.
Um.
May I like
Yes.
answer
Go first.
this? Okay. So going back to what I have said previously, there are times that we really have to ask our clients like, what are you comfortable with doing, and what you're not comfortable with doing, and also like from your example, right? It's like what they want is that they want to get more engagement. Another question that we have to ask is like, ultimately, what is the goal of your brand? Because if you're wanting, let's say for example, in your example, that they are a travel agency or a travel agent that would want to get more engagement. Like, what is this engagement for? Are you wanting people to book you? Are you just wanting to build your own following? So like people would just engage with you. Are you looking for clients? Are you looking for these people to engage with you to become clients? These are actually questions that we have to ask, and then they're going to get very specific at times, because we also have to disclose to our clients that if ever you like, there's a limit to the approach that we can do in the natural way of like engaging with people, like showing your face and whatnot. So we might have to also disclose to them that there could be limitations as to like the level of engagement that they could get from that, and towards like what kind of crowd they're gonna be attracting, if that makes sense. Let me know if I did make sense.
It makes
Because
sense to
again,
me. I get it.
A
it's
connected
it's
question.
always gonna go back to what is your goal at the end of the day, basically. What is your goal making your social media account? is it to look for clients, or are you just looking for people to engage with, or are you just wanting to share your learnings as a travel agent? What specifically are you looking for? Because
Mm.
the answers to these questions are going to determine what type of approach we're going to take in the marketing campaign, or like in the marketing approach, or the strategies that are going to
Mhm.
apply to that specific
Mhm.
client. So
Mhm.
it gets very specific.
I mean,
Yeah.
there's a lot of talk about branding, but like sometimes you can be a little limited about the personality of your
Mhm.
clients, because like I mean, you don't want to have like uh a marketing campaign also that feels not genuine. So
Mhm.
whatever campaign you can make around the personality of your clients, because that is their brand somehow. That's
Mhm.
that's the method that you'll use, I guess.
So it's based on the
Also,
personality
yeah.
of the client.
Yes,
Oh,
definitely. It should be like there should be like a type of personality. And to add to what Pia and Clary said, like the solution of when a client doesn't want to show themselves, like, because we could relate to that you don't want to be perceived by this online space.
Mm.
So actually the other alternative to do is to make like a mascot
That's what
for
we
your
do.
brand, like a mascot for your brand, and then you inject the personality in that mascot that you want to show the audience. And then from there you can actually just, oh, okay, this is how I'm going, you will be building your brand around that mascot and the personality of the mascot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially it's with gamers, they probably get that since
Mm-hmm.
PNG
VTubers are a thing.
tubers.
VTubers are a thing.
Yes.
The
Also,
most.
just to add to
Yeah.
that, for indie games, it's generally you generally don't want to expect the developers to be wanting to show their faces often.
Mm-hmm.
And if you start showing your face in your posts, there would be an expectation from the audience to keep showing your face, which uh,
Mm-hmm.
it's not generally their kind of thing.
It puts a lot of pressure,
It puts a lot
Mm-hmm.
of
basically,
pressure.
you know.
So
oh,
basically
And
12%. No. Mm-hmm.
just for a sec. I was reading the comments here in the stream right now. Thank you so much, people, for pointing it out. Dan, your audio,
Oh
they would
no,
like it a little higher,
still
like
higher.
yours.
I doubled it already from the last 10
Yeah,
minutes.
they were saying they
Even
can't hear your
higher.
voice.
soft-spoken.
No, I think there's just something wrong with my mic. I'm usually yeah. How about now?
All right. Thank you, viewers.
Thank you,
Thank you.
viewers.
Thank you, viewers.
Thank you, viewers.
Thanks, chat. Let's call them chat now.
Yes, thanks, chat.
But anyways, moving forward, thank you for the great insights. I looked at your roster of staff. I noticed that, well, this was also pointed out in your pitch deck that we reviewed a couple of months ago, that you guys are an all women company. Is that correct? So, is there any challenges that you girls encounter just because of that? Like, do you guys ever get doubts or anything of that matter? This is me trying not to get canceled. So,
Feel free to
I
get
mean,
canceled though.
so
No,
far,
it's heaven. It's perfect. Working with women is amazing.
but so far with our interactions with game devs and clients, there hasn't been like a problem with it so far. Like in terms of like, oh, we're all women, oh no, or something
Right.
like that. Yeah. So yeah, when it comes in terms of that, there hasn't been any problem yet, or hopefully will not have in the future. So yeah.
Okay, because there's always this. Well, there's always this stigma back then that girls don't play video games or that type of stuff. Back then, I remember in iTech there was a girl section, there was a guy section, so it is always segmented, and it's only now
Yeah,
that people
exactly.
are more open to the idea that these type of things can be played by everyone. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, but we actually encountered that not in Margato yet, but in Whatoplay actually. Like when we play games, especially when there's like a stream or something, and then the host is like maybe Rain or Juanita, and then there's always this like people like maybe they have like a thinking of like they just play like the cozy for the girls like that or something like that. But I mean it's very
Yeah.
prevalent
Yeah,
in this industry actually. Like there's
there's
this
actually this,
stereotype. Yeah, there's this stereotype already. Like the girls will only play the cozy ones, and then the boys would play like the hack and slash. But we just hope that I know it's still going to be like a long way, but we just hope that kind of stereotype would like vanish or something.
yeah, actually, I came across this really terrible copy pasta off the internet,
Oh,
and
no.
I just want to let you guys listen to it just for a while because
What
I
a
think
good
it's
segue.
terrible.
Go for it. Go for it.
Yes.
Wait, how do you play it? Am I supposed to play it?
No,
don't
I'll
have
play it.
ready.
I'll play it.
Okay.
Girl games.
It's lagging. Wait, again.
Oh,
Let me play it just to the mic.
okay.
Yeah, I don't know. It's terrible, man. Whoever recorded this is just rude.
He's also sleeping instead of being on the stream properly.
Right, let me just play it.
Just play it and get canceled.
Okay, I'll play it.
Hello. I can't play it. I don't know why. Didn't play it. Go play it. I'll send you the link.
No, I don't know how to play it though, because
I'll send you the link.
and everything is okay. I'll just
It's
play it.
so cursed.
Wait.
It doesn't want to play.
I'm my volume is very
Our
low.
Margato,
You should play it.
our femininity is fighting against it.
Yeah.
It doesn't even want to present itself.
Yeah. Maybe we can hear it live. Just kidding.
Come on, just read it out.
Can hear it live.
What if we hear it live?
I sent it to you, Jane. I'm not sure. Maybe you can play it instead.
No, my volume is very
Live
low. You should play it.
reaction
Play it.
Is the copy pasta in the room with us?
The copy pasta is in the room with us. It's
Oh,
not
no.
loading.
See these people say,
The copy pasta is
"Well, over
asleep.
$100 in this game. It's great!"
Let me try to play it and tell me if you guys hear.
Go.
No, you're not a gamer. And I'm so sick of all these people who think they're gamers. No, you're not. Most of you are not even close to being gamers. I see these people saying, "I put well over $100 in this game. It's great." That's nothing. That's nothing. Most of us can either put 300 plus in all of our games. Aim to be gamers. Come talk to me when you pick up a PS4 controller. Then we be friends. Also, dear women, Pokemon is not a real game. Animal Crossing is not a real game. The Sims is not a real game. Mario is not a real game. Stardew Valley is not a real game. Mobile games are not real games. Put down the baby games and play something that requires challenge and skill for once. Sincerely, all of the gamers. Pick up, sumalat. Pick up.
So what do you guys think about it?
Ah,
Wrong.
I just think it's satire. It doesn't even sound like he's serious. Sorry.
I don't know.
Let's give a hand to
It's-
our
yeah.
voice actor.
Hey man,
That's actually.
my mom's a gamer.
I don't know. It's just funny how a lot of people like to gatekeep games. Like, that's not a video game. You're not a real gamer. I mean, do we need to have a certification to be called gamers? What the fuck do you want? We just want to have fun and play games.
How about you, David? Are you a real gamer?
No.
No, yeah, we just got David just got that copy pasta from. But
And it's a good opportunity to introduce the voice actor community here in Cebu. Boss Paras or David or Ruben.
but
Top tier.
but anyways, from video games, yeah, that is true. There is a certain stigma. You know, you have to be this certain type of person to be able to play. There's a lot of haters online. You have to play this certain game to be able to be a gamer. But I don't know. In my opinion, I think, yeah, anyone can play a game. They can play whatever they want as long as they're not hurting or harming anybody.
Like, dude, it's not so serious. Video games are for fun.
Yeah,
It's for
I mean,
everyone who wants to play games.
yeah, exactly. I mean, there are like games that are kind of targeted to kids, but like,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if adults have fun with it, what's wrong with that?
Yeah. Like, why do you
Nintendo's
think
still one of the biggest game industries, game developers.
the world is
That's true,
shitty
that's
enough
true.
already? Don't make it harder for people who just want to enjoy video games.
That's true. That's true. But anyways, what are your favorite video games? What are you guys playing right now? This is for everyone, not just the Margato people. Let's go, Capri Peeps. Peeps, what are your favorite video games? What are you guys playing through right now?
I only play real games.
Oh no!
I,
What
I
kind of
generally I generally just play like survival crafting games, the cozy ones like Stardew Valley, Pal World, Valheim, Minecraft, those kind of stuff.
nice? Pretty nice. See, no gatekeeping. Be like that. Very demure.
Hashtag a real gamer.
Hey, those are
Um,
actually very comfy games.
Mhm.
Life is stressful already as it is. We don't need to gatekeep comfy games.
It is. Yeah. Like, what have I been
But what are
playing?
you guys playing right now?
Let me
Okay.
check my Steam. What have I played?
Project Avoid for sure.
Checking
Because
Easy
my
12 hours.
Steam.
because I for one, I'm currently playing Shadow of War and Cyberpunk.
Oh.
Yeah, Cyberpunk has been an interesting game that I recently just started, and I don't know. I think the marketing team did them dirty.
Really,
yeah,
I thought they did well because like
I
people
mean,
are actually going back to playing Cyberpunk now.
the reason,
Oh yeah, that's true.
ones, yeah, like when they released it first, it was super clunky. It was super bad. So they're doing well already. But
I might play just because Idris Elba is one of their ads.
whatever brings you in. In my case, I've been like just juggling whatever I'm in the mood. Like for example, sometimes I play like Viscera Cleanup Detail,
Ooh.
and then I jump to like Path of Exile, and then I suddenly jump to Stardew Valley, and then to Torchlight, and then Unpacking. So really no specific these days. I just play whatever like is in the mood.
Mhm. How about you? How about you guys? How about the Capri people? How about Dobit?
David,
What's a real game, Dobit?
Monkey.
Oh,
Return to Monkey.
Oh,
recently I've been playing the Black Myth Wukong.
Wukong.
Yes, I've been returning to that ever seen. And with that, I have a curious question with you, Pete. Uh, Recently, that name is making rounds, right? What makes a game famous? Like, how does a game like that, like nobody heard of, and then suddenly Monkey comes? How did it? How does a game become
Have
famous?
like have like a Chinese fan base.
Marketing.
Have Chinese budget and fan base.
I mean it wasn't like unheard of. Like there were like kind of like hints and drops like oh like something is brewing. But it all boils down to budget in marketing because
Yeah.
what Wacom has been doing right now is like pouring most of their budget into marketing and then just pulling a lot of people in the hype.
Specifically, like influencer or streamer
Yes.
marketing,
Yeah,
probably.
exactly. Or even like the most effective one right now is just targeting even like the common gamers. Like, yeah, I'm playing Wukong right now, and then it just snowballs into like, oh, Wukong is amazing or something like that. I mean, it's with the footage I've been seeing so far. I mean, it's a good game. I mean, yeah.
I remember when they first released the trailer to Wukong. Nobody believed that it was a real game. Like it looked like one of those. It looked like one of those like CGI ads for a mobile game.
Well,
And I'm guessing that also contributed to the sales because people were like, okay, is this actually a legit and a Chinese game that's for real and not a CGI ad? Hmm. Interesting.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that kind of contributed to it again as well.
I mean, it's Souls-like, so a lot would be interested to play it. Like, oh, how would it fare with the? I mean, Shadow of the Earth Tree just recently also released, so like maybe it also contributed to that. Like, oh, it's another Souls-like game, so might as well try it and then see if it's as good as
Yeah.
the original Souls-like games.
People are already starting to go hollow after the Elden Rings, what do you call that, DLC. Everyone's finished with the DLC and there's nothing to do anymore. And then suddenly
Yes, and
Wukong
then
appears.
yes, like oh, like it's like a
Come
fix on your like obsession with Souls-like games. Here comes
Yeah.
Wukong. So yeah.
you have to time it. That's also one thing. That's part of marketing. Know when to time the release date, so it doesn't like get buried under everything else.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, how about back then when Palworld was suddenly famous? Like that's an indie studio, right?
Palworld. I think
Palworld.
it was because
Oh,
Palworld was scratching a very specific itch that Pokemon didn't do after all these years. Sorry, Pokemon.
Exactly.
yeah,
But then
exactly.
it just died down because it was like people like it's always the hype that kind of like it's a double-edged sword. The hype would elevate your game and make it into like a epic game status, or it would just be like it's just good in the first play because a lot of people are hyping it, and then eventually it's just gonna fade into
Is it though? Because
nothing.
we're still playing Palworld regularly. And
But the
there's still
hype,
like
I guess,
2000.
is not as
Sorry.
that
Oh
as
yeah,
when it released.
it
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
because it was a huge explosions of
Mm-hmm.
people playing straight non-stop
Yeah.
for several days.
It
And then when there's
is
no
like
more content, it's that. I mean, it's fine.
I felt
It's
like I felt
it's
like
all-
that Homer Simpson's meme, like I like sitting at a bar and then a lot of people like power, and I'm just like, oh no, I haven't played it, and then everyone's been playing it. So yeah, that's
How
how.
is Pal World Endgame anyway? Like how is it
Oh
going
yeah.
on?
it's crazy difficult. Surprisingly difficult. Because like
Oh,
for the first like 50 levels, it's just a linear progression, and then suddenly you get a boss with two phases. That's out of the blue.
dang.
I think like another underrated contributor in terms of talking about a game's success is if like the new uh what's that, like like Xbox Game Pass. Power World is free there, so I feel like that also bumped the player base a bit. That same with Minecraft and a lot of Bethesda games. So I think that's also a huge contributor in terms of Power World's success. But I do have a question in terms of Margato's brand. I know that you guys love cats. How did you guys incorporate your love for cats into your brand identity, and how important is it for game developers to have a strong brand? Because a lot of successful indie game devs, it's not because of their brand, but more of because their game became trending or it became viral, not necessarily because the brand of their studio as a whole was strong. A lot of it is luck, actually.
Yeah, I
So
want to learn more about that.
yeah, so yeah, the cat. How did you guys incorporate that? How did that come into discussion? And how important is branding for game devs, indie game devs?
You wanna take this one, Clar, or?
You can go ahead if you have something to say first.
Good. Okay. Let me organize my thoughts first. So if you have something, go ahead. I'll organize my thoughts first.
Okay. So basically, how we incorporated the cats initially was because during our initial phases of like thinking of a name for ourselves, it's like we always kept saying that we want something to be very authentic to us, like our personalities. And one of the things again that like what Till mentioned earlier into the stream is that we have the common ground of liking cats very much, and some of our personalities are like cats. So that's how actually like how our name came to be. The marketing, Mar and Gato as cats. Yes, Gato, cats. So marketing cats. But it may not necessarily mean that we're just marketing pets and whatnot. But
Marketing pets.
the reason that we had to incorporate that was because it is something that is true to us as like the team itself.
Ooh.
I hope that answered your question as to also why and why we thought of cats in the first place.
And okay, so the other question was like, how important is branding with developers, right? Was it that one?
Yes.
Yeah,
That,
indie game devs. Yeah.
Yes. So okay, where should I start? Okay, I'll start with the internal side of the game devs. So basically, when you have like a concrete and clear branding, whatever change in the team that you have, for example, there will be people coming and going. As long as you have a solid branding in itself, you already know what you are. There will be a seamless how do I say this? A seamless flow of ideas and communication, since everybody is already very certain on what type of studio they are working under. Like it also affects the kind of culture within that studio, the branding itself. So it doesn't just it like branding is not only for the outside, like for the audience. Branding is also for the people working on the game, working in the game studio. So the clarity makes working on a project more seamless. And branding outside the studio, it's how do I say? It's how you interact with your audience itself. Like when you said like it, a lot of the success of indie games is through luck. But after that, you need to establish a certain relationship with your community. So if you don't have any clear type of branding that you have on how you would approach that community, you won't be able to build it. And then that community will be the one carrying you through how long that game would last. So it's all about longevity of your audience, of your community, and it's very important when you already have a clear brand. Like the community will be able to have something to latch onto. So whether the success of your game is through pure luck or through slowly but steady marketing, it's really important to have it established already just for longevity.
Hmm.
Yes.
Well, if that's the case, what advice would you guys give to indie developers who are trying to make a name for themselves in an increasingly competitive market?
Uh, I mean, just start on like why are you making this game? For what? Start from that because it actually makes it more overwhelming if you overthink. So start from something where okay, I can do with this. And then from there you can build on how you would try to improve it, on how you would hone it more, but always start on why you've made this in the first place.
Hmm.
How
So wait,
about Clary or
after
yes?
sorry. Speaking of timelines, you mentioned made the game. When does marketing start when you're trying to make an indie game?
Ah, okay, so here's the thing.
This is a
Yeah, you
question
can.
that we really love.
Yes. Oh, you can
Yes.
go. You can take this, Clark.
Okay, so common misconception of a lot of indie game developers out there, or actually a lot of just developers out there, is that they want to start marketing their game only when they are ready to release the game, which is one of the things that we are very concerned of because going back to our experiences and what to play, right? We did notice a trend, and with the fact that there is a lot of it is no like question, right, that there are a lot of games that release per day nowadays, right? And we notice that there are a lot of games that we just hear about upon its release, but when we check them, like, where did this game come from? It looks beautiful, the mechanics seem interesting, all of that foundation, like they have a foundation basically of a really good game, but we never hear of them, like, ever, even before, like the development, the build up to the release, and up until the release. You only hear about them like when they like, oh, okay, we're finally released to the public and you can play us now. But the question is, who are you releasing your game to? You cannot that is something that we want to share with a lot of indie game developers, that it would be a good idea to start building your community as soon as you conceptualize your game,
Mhm.
because it will
Yeah,
be
that
easier for you to release your game when you already have a following. Like, there are people who are already ready basically to download your game. It would be better to release your game while you already have a following rather than release it to no one. If that
Exactly.
if that is something that you guys can let digest in your
Mm-hmm.
thoughts. Because again, this was something we experienced ourselves as well as gamers, not just because, oh, it's because we noticed it just at Whatoplay. No, when we were there as gamers ourselves, like, where did this come from? We want to play this, then sadly we never hear of them again, because sometimes we look at their Steam pages and we see that, oh, the numbers weren't so good, so probably it's like you don't hear from them anymore, and that's
Mhm.
the sad reality, because they released it to no one.
Yeah.
So it didn't really do so well for their analytics, and
Mhm.
that could be like a source of one of the difficulties of trying to move forward to the game. Like, we want to develop this game further, but our sales didn't do good, basically. So that is a common theme and struggle of indie game developers out there when they start marketing themselves late.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. So I think we did something right, Ruben. We're starting as early as possible,
Absolutely.
even when
As
we don't
early
have
as
much
possible.
time to develop the game itself, we're still marketing it. I don't know if we're doing
Mm-hmm.
good, but
I
Ruben
guess
said
it's
we're
a
doing as
way
much
for
as
us to stay
possible.
relevant.
Yes.
There are games that come out almost every day.
Yes.
Indie game devs that release games every day.
Building
So
a
at least,
community.
even though we haven't officially released our game yet, the least we can do is at least post about it.
Oh yeah. Actually, we're kind of we might be considering no. we might actually be starting to do it in a roundabout way, that rather than marketing the game itself, well, we do also market the game itself. We are trying to market the team and getting people to like the team, so that whatever games we make in the future, we have people backing us and like liking Capriccioso in general. That's kind of
Exactly. That's
like
also, yeah. Oh, sorry. I was gonna say that's also one of the things that we like encounter when we're meeting with other game devs. It's we ask them if we if they want us to market their game or their the developers themselves, the studio in general, because I think it's very beneficial to actually just uh market yourself as a developer, because games may come and go. It may not like work out, but you're still you, and it's still your ideas, and whatever whatever's gonna come out of you next time, people are still gonna people are still gonna come for it because they already know who you are.
That
You know what
makes
I
a lot
mean?
of sense. And
Yeah.
in that sense, it's very similar to content creation. I saw that I've been a fan of Whatoplay ever since I was quite young. You guys started back in 2013. Is that correct? With top 10 best Xbox 360 games.
Ruben is so
So how did as content creators, how did you guys manage to grow, and what problems did you guys encounter? And as us, we're trying to dip our toes in content creation as well. We try to make the vlogs. We try to make content as easy as possible because we have other endeavors too. What are your advice for people who want to start creating content, and how they should grow?
Just to be transparent, like as part of the video team and what to play. At that time, like in 2013, we were able to grow that big is because at that time we were the only kind of like the one, like a few only were making that type of content in YouTube, like the rankings. So that's why we can say that maybe that's why we've reached the size of what to play right now, is because we started when not a lot of content were as similar as what to play at that time. But right now, as for transparency, it's actually more of like a 10 times struggle, if I may say, to hit that sweet spot in content creation, because it has changed a lot. Like how you target, how you get on top of the algorithm, how would YouTube boost your content per se. It has changed
Yeah.
so much.
Yeah.
Unlike before when it was quite easier to navigate. Right now, since there's so much competition, like a lot of similar contents are already out there, so it's quite harder to really navigate. So our kind of like advice is like the content creation side. It's really just trial and error for now. Like try whatever strategy you have in mind when it comes to creating content, and then if like the fish bites, like you really like double down on that type of content that you have.
We actually took the time to go through a lot of your content. We have like a screenshot of all your best performing things from What to Play in the PowerPoint. Show them, Dane. Please.
We did like a what do you call that? Watch along. How do you call that?
Okay, no, not a but is there any reason why these turned out the way they did? I mean, 800k views is crazy. 100k views is crazy. You guys average like 100 to 500k views for these videos.
For
Do you think
that,
there's any reason why they succeeded at the way they did that they did?
it's all about actually like planning on like there's kind of like in a year there's certain months where, for example, a racing game content would work best at this month, so we already have that plotted out in a year. So that's why we release this type of content this month, because it will do well at this month, like that racing content. And for the top cozy one, it's actually because of the thumbnail. We've been experimenting with the thumbnail with that, and we've noticed there's been a spike of like minimalist thumbnail at that time, because right now it also has changed again. But at that time, minimalist thumbnails were favorable, and then you get boosted by YouTube because of it. So that's why
Mm.
when I said a while ago, like it's all about trial and error, because it like the standards just shift almost like every couple of months. It shifts again, like, oh, we thought, oh, okay, we got it already, we got the formula, but nope, it changes again. So that's why you really just have to look at trends and what gets pushed out by YouTube
Mm.
to know
And
what type of content works.
Also,
That
And
makes
then also in our case, what the type of content that really works in our channel are PS5 or any PlayStation videos, actually. So the least ones, oh, that's surprising, a PC one. The least ones is actually the PC ones, but it's always the PlayStation content.
yeah. PlayStation
Yeah.
market share is crazy, especially in
Yeah.
Asia.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
well,
It
there
was
seems like
actually
people
pretty
doing
hard.
it.
Like as the Whatoplay channel, it was hard for us to get to that kind of view. We
Yeah.
realized this very late, because we kind of divided the attention on the
Mm-hmm.
channel
Mm-mm.
between all the platforms, when what we should have done was maybe we should specialize, so
Yeah.
that when every time you release a game, all your subscribers will be invested in watching the game.
Mhm.
Whereas if you're catering to all of the platforms, you risk alienating some of them when you
Yeah.
when you release a video. So that's one of the things that we learned very recently.
And very late, actually.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, because right now what works is if your channel is all about, for example, the Switch, you really just have to focus on that, because that's where like it's all about the algorithm. So that's where the type of watchers on Nintendo Switch would get pushed to. So that's why
Mm.
in our case we should have actually separated channels per platforms. That should
Mm.
have been it, but now
Well,
we
But
can't do it anymore.
as content creators, how do you guys avoid burnout? I mean, it's crazy. Your posting schedule is crazy. You guys post a video almost once a week. Well, back then, how do you guys avoid burning out? Because we did try our hand again with
Oh my
content
god.
creation. We had a very elaborate plan. We would post the vlog every Friday. We would stream the next Friday. Like
Ah,
it's
damn.
crazy. We cannot handle it. Remember that, Dane?
No,
So
we were at like
Yeah.
what do you call
yeah,
that? Portfolio time back then, but now we're kind of full into client mode. So
yeah.
that time
So
is lost.
oh,
So yeah, like how do you guys avoid burnout? Like, because you guys have besides editing and collecting as much footage as you can and writing, like there's also the technical side. There's also figuring out how what works best in terms of the YouTube algorithm. You know, how do you guys balance it? How do you make sure that you guys aren't stretching out your manpower?
In my case, I guess it's all about the delegation of tasks. Like you don't overwork a member in the team. For example, for Pia, she writes. So as much as possible, we like when we are in a month of like putting a lot of content, she just writes, and then in my case, I just edit, or for example, I just shoot the delegation. And maybe it's how you strategy, like you always have to have like a lead time on making content.
Mm.
So, for example, you need to have as much as possible like a week's worth of early content that you already have.
Mm.
So that, for example, you just have to just publish it the next week. And
Ooh.
also, we have like I can maybe say like he's like the monster editor in our team. Like the main, like the head video editor in our team. He just
Mm.
like edit. He edits for breakfast. He edits for lunch. He edits for dinner. That's just
Wow.
how he is. Like he's a very fast editor. So I guess that also contributed to it. And then if ever we have like a content that needs to be done in that week, he just does it. So
Mm.
Also,
we were
I
just
think
like,
I think he did he appear in one of your videos before? I think
uh, did he? Ah, yeah, he did.
yeah,
Yeah, he did.
Oh.
Mm.
yeah, he did.
So
I is it the one you guys were drinking or something? I'm sorry, I'm not sure, but yeah,
I
Yes,
guess
probably.
probably.
no, not
Like
video.
yeah,
All videos.
yeah, yeah.
But
So yeah, but like like you guys mentioned that you guys are introverts. How do you guys muster up the courage to actually show your faces on camera? You know,
don't.
like looking through your content, like Pia with her "Should you buy a PS5 in 2022" video, stuff like that. How do you guys muster up the courage to actually start showing your faces? Because as you guys said, you guys started out as the behind the scenes people. You guys started out editing. You guys started out writing. You were the UX/UI girl. How did that come to be, and how did you muster up the courage?
I think that's a special case for me. Because as much as I am an introvert, I think doing it in front of the camera, it's just like it doesn't matter because like nobody's actually there. You just think about it that way. It's like no one's actually there. I'm just being me. So that's how I do it, especially with the long form videos that I had to do with like voice acting and hosting. It's just like there's something intimate about like I am just talking to one person. That's how I think of it when I'm doing the scripts and the hosting. And I don't know.
like
And I don't know. I guess it helps that you were a theater kid as a child, and then now you
Mm.
just kind of like performing. So if you find a theater kid in your group, then I think they might be a good candidate for hosting.
we take comfort in the fact that like if we're only speaking to a camera to build up on what Pia said, we're speaking to a camera, which is perfectly fine. And again,
Mm.
it will highly depend also on what people are comfortable with. Oh, so sorry. I was supposed to say something a while ago, but I got sidetracked. To build up on what you said in the previous question, like how do you deal with the burnout? Was that
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
with the burnout for content creation? For transparency's sake, for everyone else out there who's watching or who's gonna listen to the podcast, it's like the team that we had before in Whatoplay, we had a team solely for video editing. We had somebody who does the writing. We had somebody
Mhm.
who who we shoot the videos with. Till was in charge of the production to make sure that the videos were taken well. So we understand that this is not something everybody has or they have the luxury of having, right? Because indie game studios, indie game developers have really like nuclear teams, like very lean teams. And we understand like probably setting the expectations for your team is also something that is very essential so that you will avoid the burnout. Like you should ask your team, what are we comfortable doing and what are we comfortable pumping out per week? Because if you force yourselves to
Mm-hmm.
be like all these huge creators that they post like 5 videos a day or like they post every day, you will eventually get burnt out. So ultimately, it's like when to apply it to your own brands, please do ask yourselves, what are we comfortable doing and are we sure this is something that we ourselves can deliver like without having to
Oh yeah.
compromise ourselves and our mental health and whatnot. I think that is very essential for studios to know nowadays as well. Because I understand like everybody wants to keep up with the Jonases, right? Like, I wanna be this, I wanna be like this creator, like they pump up so much. Guys, we understand that you're game developing. That in itself is like like a very
Mhm.
taxing task to do. So
Mhm.
again, to move forward from that, or like the takeaway that you can take with you to your team is like ask what you can do and what can we deliver. Like again, going back to the lesson before, it doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to be genuine. It has to be true to your brand. And I think that's what's
Exactly.
more important, like
Mhm.
when pumping out content, not just there's a certain level of frequency that you need to hit, sure, but it doesn't have to be to the point that you will drain your entire team.
Dude, Ruben, we need to figure that out.
Yeah, I mean, it's a balance. Like again, full
Yeah, we
transparency.
tried it before.
Our
Sorry.
no, go ahead, Dane.
Go ahead. I was just gonna say we tried it before, and then we figured out like we vastly underestimated how difficult production for videos is.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Our studio is quite humble. We're around 13 people, and a lot of us are game devs. And even if we're not game deving, even if they're not game deving, we're doing admin stuff, replying to clients, all the nitty gritty, boring admin stuff. So, content creation from time to time, I do admit, gets brought to the back burner more than I'd like to admit. But if given the chance, we do try to put out content that's of quality. Besides the shit posting, we do a lot of shit posting. But like
Shit
besides
posting
that,
is
like
good.
we have the podcast, and
Mhm.
yeah, and I think it's also great training for us, right, Dane? That like we do these types of things because that like I think it's great that we like it's kind of like it's a win-win because it's kind of like our way of improving our communication skills as
Yeah,
well.
for podcast, yeah. Then I have to recharge for the next 3 months again after this stuff.
So so yeah, but for Margato, what's next for Margato? You guys went to PGDX. Do you guys have any future plans? Anything big coming up? Maybe you guys wanna talk about it.
Any announcement?
As of now, we're really just buried under clients. So um maybe the next one, like the big thing, maybe like a next event to join. But as of now, our noses
Oh,
are.
you plan to join Game Dev Summit?
Hmm?
Next year.
It's Game Dev Summit
Ooh, yes,
next year,
actually,
February.
that's something
Mm.
we're also looking at and considering for the future. Like should we go as well?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, see you there then.
Building up on that. So for now, Till is correct. We are slightly swamped, slightly, not completely yet. You will know because we will disappear. But
That's a good thing.
we are still trying to build up ourselves or our marketing foundations. But further into the future, we are looking towards like um I really want to share this still. Bahala mo. Sorry.
Oh.
It's like we are also looking forward to being able to give some like classes, like basic classes or marketing 101s in the
Yes,
future for
master
game
classes.
devs. Yes,
Yes.
that because we really do believe that there are some of the things that we think are basic, then we realize that a lot of people don't know. So that is like, oh, this is like a basic kit basically. If you jump into a game, you need to have like a tutorial, right? You need to go
Mhm.
through the tutorial. Those people who skip the tutorial, I don't know what you guys are eating, but yeah, everybody needs to go through a tutorial, and this is something that we want to offer one day to the people. So hey, you don't need to hire us like full time yet. That's okay. Here we have a master class that you can join, and it's only going to be for a short while. So at least it's like probably after a few lessons you're like set to decide for yourself or to reflect what your company wants to do. But again, that might be something for next year.
What platform do you guys plan on hosting that in?
Um, we haven't thought of how we're gonna disseminate it yet. We're actually trying to focus more on what lessons
Mm.
that is more relevant to the general like indie game studios out there because
Mm-mm.
for now we're still trying to start on a few clients, right? We don't have enough data yet to gather like, oh, this is the common ground of what or like a common theme that they need, like the starter set or the starter kit that they need. So we're still studying and seeing how we're gonna go about it in the future. Don't worry,
Also,
if ever we come up with it, we'll let you know.
Yeah, we're gonna be the first ones to know it.
also I just remembered now, just for like a kind of like a big goal of Margato is like when we are already solid, or like the foundation's already solid, we plan to like make, or like not really make, but like donate like a cat sanctuary because that's also like half of us, like we are cat lovers. So yeah,
Mm.
it's part of like the long-term goal to be able to like give back to sanctuaries for cats
I see.
or rescues.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I love cats too.
Yeah, cats.
Cats and dogs.
Yeah, and dogs too.
Yeah.
Of course. Let's save the puppy.
Give back to the cats. Let's go. And the
Yeah.
dogs. And it's just cats then. But that's great. That's a great goal.
I love how you would say cats and dogs.
Don't leave the dogs out, come on.
Who left the dogs out?
Yeah, we also love dogs.
I'm curious. I want to hear from. Again, this goes out to everyone in the stream, not just the Margato people. What do you think is the best marketing campaign in a video game?
Oh.
That's a huge can of worms.
Oh, that's a good question.
I think I remember. Oh, I know this one, but I forgot.
I know, it's like why is it when we're asked that question we don't remember, but when we talk about it while we're working during our team huddles, we can think of those like, oh, have you seen this campaign? Yeah, they did really good.
Oh, wait a minute.
Sorry,
I
we
am
were
now
stumped.
thinking hard.
Give us a little bit.
We're gonna go radio silence with this one. Wait a minute.
Here's the thing: we can't think about it when we're here right now. Oh no!
Oh, that's
I kind of thought
of the masterclass.
I kind of thought No Man's Sky marketing campaign was crazy, man. Like they had the game devs attend talk shows and the night shows, and they had them hype up the game like so much to the point that the devs got cancelled, and then they had a redemption arc. That's for No Man's Sky, and I think that's my favorite marketing campaign where. Because the marketing campaign was so huge and overly exaggerated, it practically forced the devs to make the game better.
That's very difficult, man.
Yeah, but it's crazy, dude. Like, dude, I was a No Man's Sky supporter
I
day
don't
one.
think that was on purpose. Was that on purpose? I don't think so. Because the game was actually horrible at launch date.
Exactly, like the game was horrible at launch date. I had it on launch date, man. Like I had to save up to get the game.
Yeah, so I don't think they did it on purpose. If they did, that would be great.
Was it a marketing success or a PR crisis?
PR crisis that they somehow turn around. It's a hero story.
Yeah. I have an idea, Dane. What if we make mechanics up for Haphazard Angel, and then after just put it once people buy the game?
Dude, actually, that's there's something called an what do you call that? A/B testing, where you show ads first, 2 different mechanics, and show it to people, and the ad with more clicks is what you actually start developing.
That's what we did with our choose your choose your art style thing, right? I mean, yeah, A/B
No,
testing essentially. But
but the A/B
Actually
testing
smart.
is like marketing that you saying that you actually already have the game, but you don't have the game yet, or like marketing as if you already have the game. That's what a
well,
lot of that's what a lot of those mobile ads you see on Facebook do. Like the game doesn't actually exist, but they're trying to learn which type of game works better. Then
mm,
whatever works better in the ads is what they actually start developing. It's not
oh,
it's not a morally good one, but if you're morally flexible, that might be an option.
you know, it got me thinking. What if that's what Wukong did?
Ooh, interesting take.
Because I don't know, like I know a lot of like Chinese ads where they over exaggerate the game mechanics and the graphics and everything, and they just turn out to be some flimsy ass game. So, and because I remember the first trailer of Wukong came out like nearly half a decade ago, so it took them quite some time to develop the game. So, do you think they put out the trailer first before fully conceptualizing the game?
Yeah, that could make sense because like if they
Oh,
put out a
yeah, yeah.
trailer, then people will start putting in their wishes for that game, and they get data from that
Mm-hmm.
on what they
Exactly.
actually
It's the
develop.
metric.
But
Uh,
then,
I've thought of like not really like a I guess it's a marketing campaign. It falls under it, like what Diablo did, like the recent one, where they would like what was that feature? Like the first something something would be like forever uh like built in the game, like
Ah, the first
its
100
statues
players
would
to like
yes,
finish
Ah,
the
that
game in
thing.
hardcore mode. Yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah. That is like
yeah,
that.
but
But
aside from that, it was also they also did like if you watch the streams
mm,
of people playing Diablo, you also get free items. That was also really smart.
mm, mm, mm.
Sorry.
What mm, I'm not
and
sure if it's exactly like part of marketing, but it was actually a great marketing move. I don't know if it's really part of marketing or if it just blew up. Like the PT, the Hills, the Silent Hill,
And then they got
Mhm.
canceled.
the game that didn't happen,
Oh
but it was
yeah,
so successful.
I was so sad about that.
It
the
Like,
was
game.
so successful that a lot of games after that were so inspired by it that they released something similar to it. So I'd say it's like a very successful marketing move, not exactly a campaign, where you are able you the game itself wasn't able to release, but it was able to like single-handedly inspire a lot of games after that to make like something similar out of it. That was the being
yeah,
able
yeah, yeah.
to yeah. That move, that
then
specific move.
we kind of have the opposite side with Cyberpunk again, where
Yes.
their first trailer came out in 2013.
Mm-hmm.
So that was even before the PS4 came out and the game released when the
Mm-hmm.
PS5 released. I feel
Mm-hmm.
like the devs just the publishers just wanted to announce something and they just had their devs like uh
Just make something. Just finish
yeah
something.
on the spot and we'll see how it goes, and then it just so happens that that trailer Cyberpunk 2077's teaser trailer blew up and people were like the publishers were like, oh damn, we actually have to make this game now.
Yeah, I mean, because it's marketed as it's a triple A game basically. So I think they that's a lapse in their part because they should have expected that people will be expecting a lot of this game because it's a triple A game. So they shouldn't have done that. Actually, that was so bad. But bad publicity is the publicity. So now I
Yeah.
guess since the game is already good, maybe the people from that turnout of the bad marketing would be like, oh, let me check this out again if it is good. So I guess it's still kind of like a good campaign. It just hurt at the start, and then eventually it became something good. So yeah, bad publicity is still publicity, I guess.
But that's kind of like a very tight rope that you're walking
Yes,
on.
Yes, it
You have
is.
to
we
navigate
don't
it
condone it,
perfectly.
Yes.
but again, it goes back to, are you guys comfortable doing this type of publicity or this type of
Yeah.
content? Then by all means go for it.
Mm-hmm.
If it is a
Urban,
risk you're willing to take,
Urban wanna make a cult following with Catsfield. We already have a biblically accurate angel.
Yes,
Time to
let's
start
start
our
a
legend.
cult. Let's start a cult.
Cult of the Lamb.
But yeah, again, thank you guys. It's already 10 p.m., but we just want to take our time to say thank you to the Margato team for hopping on our stream. We had a great time talking about video games and marketing. It was very insightful, and I'm sure our audience agrees as well.
Hope so.
But it,
oh,
I learned a lot.
but yeah, you guys are. We'll leave the floor to you guys. We want to give you guys time to shout out whatever you guys want to shout out. Maybe say hi to people that you want to say hi to.
Announcements.
So yeah, it's up. It's announcements or yeah, anything of that sort.
Yeah, you
Lista
can
na
ask
po
questions.
ako. Andito na po ako sa puso. Be proud of me, Mapa. sorry. Fucking around. Sorry. What do we have to announce? Yeah, like if you need like a support group, not really. Like a team to help you market your games, especially if you have like a team of maybe like 6 to 10 or something like that. We are here. We are here to support in the game devs because we are also passionate in that aspect. So hit us up anytime. Like book a call with us, and then we'll hear you out on what we can work with your game. Yeah.
MargatoMedia.com.
And some people have questions like Alex Valdez.
Yeah.
So yeah, what is your question, Alex Valdez?
Alex.
Hello, Alex. What is thy question? Oh,
Where, Alex?
You describe
Can you
the day with Margato. Oh my god.
a day
He ran away when we... Oh, can you describe a day in Margato? Okay.
huh?
A day in Margato is finding a time to huddle.
We are at different areas and literally different time zones for the other members. So Dan Margato is frantically looking for time to like, guys, let's huddle like that.
Yeah.
So.
Different time zone and different sleeping schedules,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Yeah. So that's kind of like a summary of it. Like, guys, are you up for a meeting? And then people would be like still sleeping at 12 noon or something. And
Oh my
then,
god.
guys, can we have a meeting right now already? And then it's a different time zone in Germany or in Japan.
Are we in the same studio? But just with different
Yeah.
sleeping
we're
times.
just finding work. No, not necessarily Alex Valdez. It's more of work is finding time to speak to each other about a client. But basically, yes, a day of work in Margato is, since we all do work separately, because we wanna encourage flexible working hours, because we do understand that each and every one of our team members have different schedules. different times of the day when we work at optimum at optimum times, right? Like I think Pia works very early into the morning. Then sometimes I do work at night. So our usual days, like especially when we're trying to collaborate with one another, we just try to make sure that whatever the other people need from each other, it is crystal clear. So a lot of our work has to do with communicating with each other. Like, okay, what do I need from you, or what do you need from me? Basically, what does the client need? So as long as we are able to establish clearly what our goals are for the client, that is where most of our work is actually going. Then we're good to go, or we're good to work at our own times. I hope that answered the question.
Awesome. So we'll surely
Awesome,
get
awesome.
along
And I
because
love
that's what we
clients
also
to know
do.
what they want, so that we can also know what to do.
That is essential.
And like sometimes we have like interruptions from our cats in the background.
Yes.
So yeah.
That's okay. There's always time for the catos.
Cats.
Is there any other questions? Not
No,
unless you
I
guys
think
have more questions.
no. I think it's getting late. We don't want to keep you guys waiting for too long. But again, we
We
just
are
want to say
same
thanks.
time if you guys wanna know. Right now.
It's just more of a like not really shout out to anybody in particular, but as a reminder to everybody from me, Clary of Margato is like, please remember guys that ever since the end of 2023, 2024 had been dubbed by Medium as the year of authenticity and year of deeper connections. Actually, moving forward from the year of 2024, it is more important that you become authentic with your own brand and with yourself, and that you are transparent of what you're trying to deliver to other people. Just remember, great projects deserve great visibility and great stories deserve to be told. That is what the philosophy that we have.
Yes, and
Flip it.
So
Gotta
Yeah,
clip that.
let's flip
values
this.
align with you guys. You're free to approach us anytime.
don't forget
Yay.
wonder. Always.
Always find time to pet a cat.
Yes,
Absolutely.
it makes life better.
Oh yeah, pet tax. Now that you're here in our Discord, you cannot escape. We have a pet channel. Send photos of your pets. Thank you.
I will.
Yes, you will. My phone is just
But
filled with the cat.
Yippee.
again, thank you. Thank you for everything, for all your help, especially leading up to PGDX.
Mhm.
And stream has just ended.
Wow.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Thank you for inviting us, actually.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Woohoo!
that was fun. That
We
was
did
fun.
it.
Let's do it sometime again.
Yee!
Yippee.
Now we see my we did it.
Time to actually end the stream. See ya. Bye bye. Oh, okay. I think we're muted. Oh, I'm not muted.